For a transitional age youth entering a job readiness workshop, the first 10 minutes dictate whether they engage with the material or completely check out. Many of these young adults face a reluctance gap. They arrive carrying deep exhaustion and heavy distrust of traditional clinical systems and adult authority figures. If a facilitator steps into the room and immediately establishes a standard provider-recipient dynamic, it triggers past institutional trauma. Before a single worksheet is handed out, the participants have already mentally shut down. To counter this, we use intentional peer support. This model operates on a simple but strict philosophy. You are doing with the youth, not doing for them. By dismantling the traditional hierarchy the moment they walk through the door, you shift these young adults from passive service recipients into active co-creators of their own vocational journey. The first step is physical. To practice radical hospitality, you have to remove the physical barriers. That means getting rid of desks, podiums, and clipboards, arranging seating in a simple, non-hierarchical circle. Next, address the room's energy directly. Acknowledge the anxiety and heaviness of entering a new program. This normalizes their hesitation without pathologizing their feelings. To bridge the distance between the youth and the system, we use meaningful selective disclosure. By framing your lived experience as a shared library of navigating transitions, you position yourself as a peer. Notice how this keeps the interaction entirely youth-centric. However, you must avoid the oversharing trap. Any personal details revealed must strictly serve the youth. This is not a time for the facilitator to vent. This balance of vulnerability and discipline begins to lower institutional defenses that block deeper connection. When it comes time for introductions, beware of the traditional icebreaker trap. Forced public speaking exercises are actively harmful to this demographic. Forcing participation triggers severe social anxiety, pushing a vulnerable participant into dorsal vagal shutdown, a biological state of freeze where learning is impossible. Instead, offer low-barrier pass-the-mic prompts. Explicitly tell them they can pass, write it down, or simply listen. The fourth step is establishing group norms. Never hand out a corporate list of rules. Adopt the intentional peer support practice of co-creating discomfort agreements. Ask the room directly what specific conditions they need to feel psychologically safe taking risks. Involving the cohort in rulemaking demonstrates that mutuality is a functional part of the structure. The final step is reframing the purpose. Shift focus away from the pressure of escaping poverty and direct it toward the proactive vision of moving toward personal autonomy. This photograph shows Gabor Mate, whose work provides clinical backing for this approach. True healing and progress require trauma-informed community connection and genuine agency. We maintain agency using somatic pacing and the window of tolerance. The optimal arousal zone sits between hyperarousal above and hypoarousal below. Watch this zone expand as we apply self-regulation. Explicitly validate regulatory tools like fidgeting or pacing without penalty. The brain's cortical regions, responsible for reasoning and goal setting, only become accessible after the nervous system has reached a state of regulation. Over the course of just 10 minutes, you have replaced clinical jargon and strict compliance with radical hospitality and true peer safety. Prioritizing the body and co-creating boundaries begins to bridge the historic gap of distrust, creating the space for future vocational risk-taking. The room is now stabilized, engaged, and ready to transition smoothly into the first actual curriculum activity. Keep using these tools to challenge the traditional system, maintain that peer connection, and walk alongside these young adults as they build their own futures.